I'm at the GSI booth here at the first ever Sim Gaming Expo, and we're checking out the brand new GSI Interlock. Gomez Sim Industries, better known as GSI, have made big waves since they exploded onto the scene back in 2021 with hardware of such high caliber, it looked like it could have been pulled straight off a real-life F1 car. And finally, they've created a GT racing wheel. At least, they've created the GT wheel that I'm not afraid to get my thumb stuck in. Looking at you, GT Max 32. And as you might be able to tell by the name, the Interlock is not just one type of wheel either. It's a button box with several interchangeable wheel rims. Now when I first saw this, I immediately thought of the Cube Controls GT Pro V2 that I daily drive on my rig. Honestly, I had to do a double take. Hear me out. Cube Controls, they didn't invent the button box and wheel rim combo, but I mean, compare the two side by side. The resemblance is clear. The general form factor of the button box is the same shape. Up top, on each side, they both have three main buttons in a triangle shape with a thumb encoder on each side. On the bottom, they both have a rotary encoder and a funky switch on each side. They both come with two paddles as standard, with the option to add on lower clutch paddles. They even have built-in LED shift lights on top of the button box. With a similar rim, if you looked at these two button boxes from a distance, or just turned your head and squinted, you'd be forgiven for not being able to tell which is which. But GSI didn't entirely copy Cube Control's homework though. On each side, the GSI Interlock has two extra buttons on the bottom and one teeny tiny little button on the top that the Cube Control's GT Pro doesn't have. What the GSI wheel doesn't have though are the two toggle switches sticking through the steering wheel rim, which I must say I'm a big fan of omitting because it means that you're not forced to buy your wheel rim from them in order to have something that fits. At least not without drilling holes in whatever you buy. This is a pain point for me with my Cube Controls GT Pro because they make perforated leather rims, they make round rims, but they don't make perforated leather round rims, only suede Alcantara, which I hate having to clean all the time. With GSI's Interlock wheel, you could buy the button box by itself and screw on just about any real-life racing wheel you like from manufacturers like OMP, Momo, or Sparco. Just about anything that has this 70mm bolt pattern. But GSI, wanting you to buy their wheel rim but preferring to lead with the carrot rather than the stick, has their own rims and a cool trick up their sleeve. In the center of the wheel is a 5x7 LED matrix display powered by pogo pins embedded in the middle of the button box. This can show what gear you're in when an incident has caused a yellow flag and limitless other configurable alerts. That's a great little quality of life improvement to have on any rig that previously would require buying a separate LED unit and finding a place on your rig to mount it. With this, it's built right into the steering wheel, and you get all that key information without having to shell out for a more expensive wheel with a full add-on display attached, although GSI will happily sell you one of those too. Their flagship wheel rim in this new system, this GSI Interlock Ultra, has this LED matrix built right into it, and it looks super sick. It's an open-top wheel design, the kind of form factor you'd find in Le Mans prototype cars from the 2000s, but the design of this thing looks like something from science fiction. It's not the only option though. They have a fully round 320mm wheel rim and two D-shaped wheel rims. One's a straightforward 300mm GT wheel, and the other's a more ergonomic 320mm design. But all of these come bundled with the standalone Interlock LED matrix, which GSI will also sell it to you separately for 80 bucks if you want to pair it with a third-party wheel rim that has a 55mm horn hole. And this brings us to price. Because this is so configurable with all sorts of different optional add-ons, I can't say for sure what the one you buy will set you back. But I can say that the Interlock base module by itself, with two aluminum paddles and nothing else, will set you back $485. But that's before you add anything that you can actually hold on to. The round wheel rims increase the price by $155 for a grand total of $650. And that includes the LED matrix, which seems to me like a pretty good deal when considering that some of the third-party wheel rims can cost around double that. As cool as this open-top Ultra wheel rim looks, it'll set you back an extra $210 on top of the price of the button box for a grand total of $695 big ones. If you've got a need for 4 paddles though, or you've just got money to burn, you can upgrade to the most expensive configuration of 4 carbon fiber paddles that, combined with the Ultra, will set you back a whopping $925. Whichever configuration you choose, you can expect the same high quality of materials, buttons, and dials that GSI has become known for. One of the things that I especially love on it is the paddles. These paddles they feel amazing. And unlike my Cube Controls that I have at home, these are like normal size paddles. The Cube Controls one, they're tiny, they're teeny tiny, so that they can fit with the clutch paddles down here. But yeah, this feels really, really nice, really satisfying. All the buttons and dials feel really good as well. It's just, I like it. This is only a first look, but the quality of this seems on par with, or a little nicer than, my Cube Controls GT Pro V2. I bought my GT Pro from Cube Controls with 2 paddles on sale for over $750 US last year. And that was both with a better exchange rate with the euro and the dollar, and before all this tariff mess that has jacked up the price of everything coming in from abroad. Ultimately, the Interlock can be configured to be more or less expensive than that, but I think the fact that this can come in under the $700 mark at all makes it a no-brainer for anybody considering a premium GT-style wheel, especially in the US right now. I just about made it through all this without realizing, hey, how do you plug this in? Okay, Cody. There's a DIN connector port at the bottom. You find it on most wheels. Okay, that makes sense. But there's also this, a USB Type-C port inside the wheel hub. GSI gives us a big clue as to what that is for on their website. It says PowerLink QR. Now what's PowerLink QR, you might be asking? It's GSI's upcoming quick release system that uses USB Type-C to deliver both power and data to the steering wheel through the wheel hub without the use of a coiled cable. It's not ready for prime time yet, so we'll have to wait and see what that looks like, but the Interlock wheel promises to be the first of a line of GSI wheels that support this. The GSI Interlock system of wheels is out now, and I think it's overall a pretty solid value against its competitors. It's not as groundbreaking an innovation as their marketing might have you believe. In my opinion, it looks like they've taken a page from Cube Controls' books here, but it's a good page to start with. And they've evolved their idea to be different enough that I think they can confidently call it their own. Both are really solid wheels with excellent build quality and ergonomics. I think that if I were choosing between the two today though, I might be inclined to pick the GSI. It fixes about every complaint that I had with the Cube Controls GT Pro while adding a couple extra button inputs here and there to boot. The only thing that I would miss is the wireless connection with the PC, but it looks like GSI is working on their own solution to that with this. If you like this video, hit subscribe, then go check out our other great Sim Gaming Expo coverage. We talked to the founder of GSI, so go watch that.